Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So, I want to make this statement first. Whoever do not want to face the reality of the history evidence and scientific evidence, please stop watching my video now, because I am going into technical and historical evidence. Today, I'd like to share with you, none of Wing Chun Xiu Lim Tao today is internal. In fact, since it was created in 1870 until today, none of today's Wing Chun Xiu Lim Tao, even though one version evolved to another version, there's modification and so forth, none of it is internal. Okay? With this video, I want to share with you into details what is internal, so you know what exactly they are. Only that way we be able to move forward, instead of like the practice in past 100 years in Wing Chun, always using one's own school or style or grandmaster as the law of universal. The second, without knowing the technical content into details, arguing off targets or attacking other people's off target. However, one have no base at all, because one have no idea what is going on technically. This is a serious problem with Wing Chun, okay? Wing Chun today. And actually start 1870 until today. That's why you hear all kinds of story of quarrel. Wing Chun is Wing Chun, and those people is study from that, who is better. All those things until today, 150 years since 1870. It is in a dead pool, stirring everything up, but it never moved forward. Look at our friend in DJJ. How much they have moved forward. Look at our friend in Western boxing, in Thai boxing, how much they have moved forward. So if one keeping have this mentality of my family is the best, my grandmaster is the God, and then you argue nonsense, when people say something, you say, oh yeah, I have it too, but you are wrong. We are doing it this way too. Then you know you never progress, because you never see what it is. You don't know what it is. So in past 2 weeks, I have made videos such as this. Such as this one. Reform must start now. Install the proper breathing and intra-abdominal pressure into Wing Chun. The truth, technical truth in the history and scientifically, since 1870, the design of Xiu Lim Tao sets, disregard our lineage, until today, there is no breathing and intra-abdominal pressure training. People don't even know what is the proper training or proper handling. You can check everything for the past 150 years. Okay? So it is this urgent that for the benefit of the public, for the benefit of those who is loyal and devote to Wing Chun, to know what is the problem and reform right away, because without reform, everything will vanish very fast, very soon. Okay? the competitor today is moving really fast. They know they can read you, they can scan you. So that's why I make this video. Okay. And I'm going to continue to make this. There's no lineage, there's no grandmaster, but what is the truth people deserve to know? Sure, this is not for those who have this like cult light of a family or whatever, but for general public Wing Chuners who want to learn the proper technical. They need to know this, or else you put them into a dangerous zone. Now, after I share this, I get many messages. One of them such like this. Okay, you can take a screenshot on this and read about it. This person have no idea what I'm talking about. In that channel, get into the same training again. This grandmaster Xu Lin Tao, that grandmaster doing that, or we doing the same thing too, or open the chest for breathing. And then over here, accuse me, calling it a screw up practice in 1148 is off the mark. The question is, does one know what they are talking about at all on what I present in this video? Of course not. Okay? It's all family stuff. I have it too. You are wrong. And not understand what people talk about. Now, in this video, I talk technical. I never mention anybody. Technical. Okay? And I show it like in this 12.15, I show it really clearly. You don't do this type of a double tan sao type of techniques. Okay? Not like this. Okay? Not like this. Not pulling it back and not doing this kind of thing. So in this video, I share that because that is wrong. That causes you to not be able to breathe properly. That causes you cannot handle your intra-abdominal pressure properly. So I suggest everybody need to do this. Okay? So it is not as what this person said. Oh, this style practitioner don't pull their so this practitioner don't pull their hand back to the chest as this video, so forth, so forth, so forth, which is missing the point on what I'm presenting. So this is the proper way. This is 1850s Xu Lin Tao design. 1850, it is a proper design. This is an internal art where all those Wing Chun Xu Lin Tao today, you see doing this, or doing this, or doing all sort of stuff, they are all screw up. Yes, the term is screw up. I'm going to share with you today in technical details so you know why it is screw up when it comes to breathing and abdominal pressure development. Okay? Now, again, I'm not attacking any lineage or any family because that is not my key. My key is, it's like making a wall. You have a loophole there, which is open up for disaster. You better know that and make a correction, or else the entire army going down, okay? So, All those type of stuff start in 1870. Watch my video. Ermei influence on Wing Chun 1850 and technical difference of Wing Chun 1850 versus 1870 by DNA. Watch this. I share in this video all those grandmaster and with all this lineage, including the Liangzhan lineage, the Taifan Minkam lineage, they do not know on breathing and intra-abdominal pressure handling. Okay, so on this, I share that. But today I decide to go even deeper. So people don't argue with me on saying, oh, you know, we do the same. We open the chest, we not pull back our hand. Actually, it is much more than that. So today I open this up and you all know once for all. Now, everybody loves to talk about internal art. Tai Chi is internal. And then you have the internal art people say, no, 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 you all Wing Chun is external art. Do you know why Tai Chi is internal? But by the mean of Tai Chi, I mean the authentic Tai Chi, not like today's Tai Chi, 10 billion people have their own Tai Chi. Okay, no. The ancient authentic Tai Chi. When people say, the internal art people say, Wing Chun is never an internal art, an internal art. They are right. They are right. Disregard who make any claim from any family or they add in Tai Chi or whatever. They are right. Since 1870 until today, all the Xiu Lim Tao sets are external. They have no breathing handling. They have no intra-abdominal pressure handling. They do not have the qi flow handling. And that is influencing the using of strength or Fa Jing. Do you know why is that? Let me share with you why it is. You look at the Tai Chi design. They all start with this. They all start with this and coming down, okay? Anybody, you play Tai Chi, the first move, you start with this and coming down. That's internal. That's internal design. You can see that there's internal design. You look at Wing Chun 1850. It is like I share on this video, it going down like that, and then it coming up like that. That too is internal. When you get into the 1870 Wing Chun Xiu Lim Tao, you're going down, you're coming up. As soon as you see this double tan sao or the variations of this, you see that is never internal art, period. And you know that when you do this kind of stuff, you have no handling of Xing Qi to Dan Tian or low abs breathing and intra-abdominal pressure handling and the Fa Jing and the Qi, body Qi's handling. Disregard of you call it mind power or whatever secret sets. Because that is a science behind the so-called internal, quote unquote. It is per design. So if you argue with me like this person saying, you know, we do this, we leave this forward. This is the same as you do, open the chest for breathing. Nope, it is not. That's why I want to share with you why it is not. The Chinese is very advanced 160 years ago, even though they don't have today's technology. So they have this, the meridians, this is called the yin side, negative or yin side. This is called the positive or yang side. This side of the arm is called the yin side. This side of the arm is called yang side. Okay, now this channel here, all this channel, like the line channel here, is called the yin channel. This is called the yang channel. Now, this side is a physical side, right? This channel is energy, qi, right? All this handling of the yang side, the positive side, or the negative side is actually depend on the breathing, the inhale and exhale. Okay? So, as I share so many times, like in my book, the 6 core element where you have body, physical body, mind, breathing, and within breathing, you have the intra-abdominal pressure, you have the qi flow, you have your strength, and then the momentum, the 6 core element. All this is linked together. If you screw up one thing, you know it's not going to function properly, or it is not going to function smoothly, or it is not going to function high effective efficiency. So the rule is this. When I'm going to use this yin side of muscle, and when I'm going to use the yin side of energy channel, the qi channel, and when I use the strength or the fa jing of the yin side, always it has to associate with exhale. When I'm going to use the yang side of the muscle, the yang side of the channel, or the yang side of the fa jing, is always associated with inhale. Okay? Now, you look at the Tai Chi. When they start, they raise their hand up, inhale. That is how they use the inhale with the handling of the yang side of the muscle and the yang side of energy channel, or the yang side of fa jing. When they're going down, they exhale. That is how they use the yin side of the muscle, the yin side of channel, and the yin side of fa jing. Okay? When you have all this synchronized together in a proper manner, the yin exhale, the yang inhale, you have a smooth handling of deep breathing, or xing qi to dan tian as it's called. That means because of you have this natural lower abs breathing, you will have a very good handling on your intra-abdominal pressure. So this is internal. You look at the 1850s Wing Chun. It going down this way, and it come up this way. Okay? Guess what? When it going down this way, it's using yin side of the muscle, yin side of the meridian, the channel, the qi, and the yin side of the fa jing. This is how it's going down. When it comes up, inhale. When you do this, okay? When you do this, look at my hand, going down, and I lift the thing up. Everybody can catch it. I'm actually using the yang side of muscle, the yang side of a qi meridian, and the yang side of fa jing. So even though that it doesn't do like the Tai Chi way, it follow that natural rule of handling this body. That's why when you do this, you'll be able to handle your intra-abdominal pressure and your deep breathing. That is why I share here. That's why I share in this video. You see that? Inhale, exhale, inhale. Really clearly. Anybody who do that will experience right away because it is human. Okay? So if you want to call yourself internal, every design in your set, 小链头 set, has to follow that inhale, exhale. Now, let's look at today's Wing Chun. Either you're going down this, you turn forward into the double tan sao, you turn forward, you lift up double tan sao, or you pull back, or you turn into this, all variation today, or you claim that is open your chest. Sorry. When you're going down, you use the yin to exhale. There's no problem. But when you come up, you are using your yin side to inhale. Using the yin side or the negative side of the muscle, energy, and Fa Jing, while you exhale is proper. But when you come up, turn into the double tan sao, as what usual people call, or the variation to pull back or variation, all sort of stuff, now you got a problem, a serious problem. Why? You are inhaling while using the yin side of your muscle, your channel, your Fa Jing. That cause, because you're using this yin side of the muscle and the channel, the energy, and so forth, this part tense up. That is why your breathing is not going down when you inhale, but stuck here. Okay? You can say, well, I want to expand my chest. I'm not pulling it back. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to pulling it back. Sorry, your design screw up. Your design violating the proper use of human body. That's why you cannot develop your breathing and intra-abdominal pressure. By evidence in this video, I have shared with you all, since 1870, disregard of it is Liang Zhan, it is Tai Fa Ming Gam, it is Yan Kei San, it is Yip Man, it is Gu Lou, it is Snake Crane Wing Chun, all the same. They're doing this type of stuff. They're using the yin side when they inhale. That is the evidence to show that these people do not know on the so-called internal, the Chinese handling of the body, the efficient, effective, or the internal way of handling the body. And thus, they cannot develop their breathing and their intra-abdominal pressure. So as in the six core element, you need to develop your physical, you need to develop your mind, and then your breathing, and the breathing on top of that is going to go into the energy channel, and then your Fa Jing, your strength, and then your momentum. Now, your breathing is contradict itself with your body. That's where how everything stuck. That's why as soon as you do this double tan sao or this kind of stuff, or all sorts of variations, you're still using this yin side when you inhale. As we know that the natural is when you exhale, you use the yin side. When you inhale, you use the yang side. That's how the design of all this internal art. But you don't, you're violating it. And that's why you cannot get the breathing and intra-abdominal pressure. And that also shows you do not have the awareness of what is going on there. You don't have the awareness of your breathing, your intra-abdominal pressure, all this energy channel. So how is that supposed to be internal? The design is like that. So this is Taiji that is according to the body's function. This is 1850s Wing Chun. That's according to the body's function. Per the ancient Chinese and per today you can use science to check your breathing. Okay? Not to mention you clamp your knee and all those kind of stuff. Okay? Just to talk about this handling of this chest muscle and the yin and yang muscle. You know already. When you do that, we know that the design doesn't work to handle the breathing and intra-abdominal pressure. And the person who do that don't even aware of that exists. That's why when the internal art people saying that you are not internal, you are not. Even though you can say, I want to do it this softly. I'm not going to pull this back. I'm going to do this way, that way, that way. Still, because the screw up is the design of the positive, negative, positive, negative. The Tai Chi, positive, the yang, and then the yin, the inhale, and then the exhale. The 1850 design, the yin, negative, exhale, positive, inhale. 1870, negative or yin side, exhale, yin side, inhale. Now you stuck. Okay? Technical is like this. Furthermore, if you look at me here, look closely how I handle my thumb. This thumb got to do with my lung meridians. Okay? This thumb, if I have the thumb up here, I can inhale smoothly. As soon as I clamp my thumb like this is called in Chinese, you closing the lung channel. Right away, when you do this, you are not going to breathe smoothly. You feel heavy. This one, you will feel lightweight. Same with when you handle this in Qi Sao. When you Qi Sao, when you pull the Zat Sao people down, if your thumb is up there, you're always very fast. But if you put this and you do a Zat Sao like that, your hand feel heavy. You will not be able to relax really fast. So that is the design. That thumb design is there. Okay? For inhale, for the lightweight, because I'm raising it, I'm actually like levitating it. Okay? So, on top of that yin and yang, there is this lung meridian opening. Now let me share with you. Today's Wing Chun, even all, the grandmaster and so forth, you see that this type of design is problematic, as what I just shared with you. On top of this problematic, you see what they do. They clamp their thumb. They clamp their thumb when they come up. They clamp their thumb when they come up. So the first screw up of design is this. Their yin and yang is screwed up. It doesn't flow smooth anymore. It never be able to train the breathing and intra-abdominal pressure. The second screw up is they lock up the thumb. So on top of difficult to breathe, they make it even more difficult to breathe. That is a reality. Okay? So don't argue. Like this. The criticisms of the usual brought up this Grandmaster Shunintao opening is off target. What off target? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know how deep the water? How much the control? How much the details? Do you know that in 1850, Shunintao, meaning the essence of details training, that's why I know all those details, because it is Shunintao. The essence of detailed training is not little mind where you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what is your mechanism inside there. Okay, it's not everything is a little idea. It's called 1850. It's called details. Okay, now in Wing Chun Inception, I already have all those meridians, the channels flowing directions. Momentum, force, physical body, breathing, and chi synchronizations. I transferred the entire thing to America already. In this, decoding Wing Chun, all this intra-abdominal pressure stuff, I transferred to America already. With this toolbook, with this and this, the 1850s Wing Chun internal technology is in America. Okay? This is science and technology and based on evidence in the history, the Chinese history. It got nothing to do with, oh, you badmouth this lineage, that lineage, this family, that family. What good is that? You're spinning in the dead water for 100 years, you go nowhere. And yet, as I just explained to you this, less than 1 hour, you can see all this details. So now the question is, when you train Xiu Lin Tao, do you have that training? Not to mention, you start with an improper design set called Xiu Lin Tao. So this is the reality. What to argue? You want to move forward, or you want to keeping sitting down there and argue? Sure, many people like to, in today's world, you like to join the cult. Okay, this is a free world. You can do whatever you want. But what for all other people? All other people who is royal, who is devout, who put their blood and sweat, who put their money inside there, who invest their life inside there, are you going to screw them? It looked really bad, okay? If this reform is not continue on and educate everybody so everybody can move to a better place. People laugh at you. That's why the internal people say Wing Chun is never internal. Why? Because they don't know about the exist of the 1850. They don't know we know this much details. We know even more details than some of those internal, if we are internal people, if we are not par with them. Okay? So that's what it is. All these details inside there, if you don't understand this, you don't study this, you don't practice it, you are not going to understand what is going on at all. Citing one's lineage or grandmaster and saying, oh, we have it too, we do this too, we open the chest, it means nothing. Because it is like a high-tech. People look into the details of the technology. Do you have the handling of that? Do you have the design of that? Now, of course, I sympathy, I empathy with the people who respond that way. They must be really loyal to their lineage, loyal to their grandmaster. I empathy to them. But you can see right away that lack of educations and with all this lineage politics or all this arguing and then saying, oh yeah, you know, fight with me, talk with your hand, not talk with your mouth, those kind of stuff. Are you serious? Like the other day, I just tell everybody. This is 2020. So in today's world, the BJJ have already get into the point of the Wing Chun 1850 where you have four hands, the leg arm, the body arm, and two arms. Similar to this. Similar to this. Similar to this in 1850, four arms. So they have these techniques with four arms. The leg arm, the body arm, the two arm. The leg arm, the body arm, which is lean in, and two arm will take you down. Can your two hand practice of two hand this way? This type of technology, facing this kind of technology when they have four arms in their body, and you have only two arms. Where you don't have the body handling, you don't have the leg handling, like in the BJJ. Can you handle that? So unless one open the eyes and look at the opponent, hey, people already travel really far away. And it's time to reform and to catch up. What can you expect for the future of Wing Chun? Are you wanting all this Wing Chun school to close down, where many of the devoted Wing Chuners have spent their life? Is that their fault? That's not their fault. That what they don't know. It is that there is lack of education, lack of straight talk, lack of like this thing, put everything under the sun, so that everybody know. 100 years of my secret, my grandmaster is better than your grandmaster, and then my lineage is better than your lineage. I'm more authentic, more old, and everything it boils down to this today. You don't even know how to breathe. You don't even know what the internal people do. You don't know what the BJJ people do. If you really know that, don't you suppose to see this right away? This is exactly into the forearm of the 1850. This is how serious it is now. So this is what I like to share with you. Okay, I cannot help anybody who do not want to learn the truth. And it's not my job to help anybody who don't want to learn anyway. Okay, anybody who want to join a cult, they are free to do that. This is a free democratic world. But anybody who love Wing Chun, who's serious about Wing Chun, disregard our lineage, you need to know what I share with you in this video. Because only we know this, we have a base to proceed, to move on to the future. You can develop your new skill from all this basic. Call it your lineage. There's nothing wrong with that. But if we don't know, we don't have all this basic, and we're keeping, that's what 50 years ago, Bruce Lee fed up and he said, you Chinese Kung Fu, including Wing Chun, is land swimming. I'm out. I'm going to do my Jeet Kune Do. Okay? 50 years ago, Uncle Bruce Lee do that. So today is 50 years later. This is the last chance. If the eyes is not open up, you know it's over. And I just hope that for those who really, really put their effort in, at least that now you know the directions, okay? Don't argue who is the oldest, who know it, who is authentic. We have it too. My grandmaster have it too. Don't argue on that. Because all this informations, as what I shared with you just now, the BJJ stuff, you look at other people, you say, oh, shoot, they have this technology already. We better catch up. If we don't even have a clue of how to look at what is the technology and keeping dreaming in the movie, now you got a problem, a really serious one.